Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again. Here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead topic for The Walking Dead Season 4. People wanted to hear, if I was going to be writing The Walking Dead Season 4, what would I do? Okay, so I want to thank the person that submitted the topic to me. Sorry I didn't write down your name, but I do think it's a good topic. Really cool that when I run out of video ideas, I can just ask you guys and you can give me some. So I think this one is an interesting topic and a fun one for me to talk about and what I would do if I was planning out and writing The Walking Dead Season 4. Okay, so right off the bat we know it's going to air, first episode October 9th. And it's going to be 16 episodes yet again. From the trailer, we can basically deduce a few things, so I'm not going to be changing anything to do with those. I would just be hinting at where I would go after that. So we know that Michonne is basically going to be on the hunt for the governor as a result of what happened with Andrea. We know the prison is being attacked by someone, maybe a traitor inside, maybe the governor, maybe the hunters, who knows? We know there is an insane amount of walkers and that the prison is becoming harder and harder to fortify and defend. And we also know that probably going to have at least a few character deaths in the first couple episodes. Possibly, prediction, one being Sasha, which it seems like that's probably what's going to happen with Tyrese based on the trailer. And we've also seen them at the big spot, getting some supplies. It does seem like they're running out of food, water's become an issue, resources have become issues, and we've also seen the group say they're going to leave the prison. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That would probably cover the first, I would say, at least 3 or 4 episodes, different storylines, at least the first couple. 16 episodes, you'd have the mid-season finale at about after episode 8 or so. So that being said, you'd want to have some kind of big event there. So what would be the best way to separate up the season between the first half and the second half? I think probably the first half with the direction they're going, seeing as how the governor hasn't really shown up, I think probably I would write in the governor, have him show up after a few episodes, maybe episode like 3 or 4, after they resolve some of the things at the prison, and still have it be a mystery as to who is sabotaging the prison, what's going on with that. And I would actually, if it was my choice, I would have it not be the governor, at least not right away. I think that it'd be interesting to see the governor completely alone to the point where Shumpert and Martinez jumped ship and just left him. Where they went, they don't really need to explain it. Like, I wouldn't need to explain it to the viewer. I wouldn't need to say, oh, this character went here, that character went there. I think it's pretty self-evident that at the end of Season 3, we all know that the governor, in the decision he made to slaughter his own people, Martinez backs up into the truck and he's dumbfounded. Shumpert doesn't really show as much emotion, but you gotta think he's thinking the same thing, like, this dude's off his goddamn rocker. The first chance we get, we better get the hell away from him. So those are 2 characters you could kind of play off into the background, let them slip. And I think it'd be interesting to see the governor completely by himself for a while. Nobody around, no other group, surviving on it on his own, become a wild man, so to speak. Now, hunting for food, doing what he has to do, and just depressed as all hell. Maybe finding as much liquor as he can and drinking himself to sleep every night, crying, all these different types of things for the things he did to Andrea, the people in this group, and all the decisions he made in Season 3. I'd love to see that kind of development from him. Where they go with him in the season, if he was in that kind of a position, that's something that they could build on for a while. You wouldn't necessarily want to just see him get killed if he was in that kind of state, because you kind of feel sorry for him. So it'd be kind of cool to have him around for a while longer, and then maybe have him start from scratch again. Maybe have him run into a new group and want to join and be taken aboard by them, and slowly work his way up the ranks in another group to become the leader by, all the different tactics he has. Or maybe just decide he doesn't want to be the leader of a group anymore, and based on, characters dying off, would end up becoming it anyway, because I think you'd want to have him there so he can be a strong antagonist. So there's that. So Michonne on the hunt for him being depressed as all hell, and then eventually meeting a new group in the season, probably building it up. Maybe in the season finale, you could have one big final battle with a tank, with him attacking the prison, and have Rick, or let's say wherever Rick ends up being, have their group finally kill the governor, and after he kills maybe a couple more members, have him finally die off at the end of season 4. I think that'd be a good finale for the season, is to kill off the governor. I don't know if they'd want to keep him around until season 5. Only if his character development is done really, really well. Then it can be done. You could keep him around, but it'd have to be really touching. Obviously David Morse's acting's good, so that'd be good. But, I personally would probably have him die at the end of season 4, because he was supposed to die at season 3, basically. Or it seemed like that was going to happen. So that's that. So that's what I would do with the governor. I would also introduce the hunters from the comic book series, and I would have them introduced pretty early on. Maybe have them the ones who are messing with the characters at the prison. As a result, you have the characters basically abandon ship, leave the prison, and have the hunters track them. So track them down. Maybe have them, in place of Dale from the comic book series, have them capture Herschel, take him and replace that storyline from the comic books with Herschel instead of Dale. Those of you guys who have read it, you know what I'm talking about, where they basically eat parts of him. Essentially, it's brutal cannibals. So the hunters, they hunt people, they run out of food, so they start hunting people. They're not good at hunting animals, so that's what they do. So I think that would be interesting, and then have Rick go on become an agent of vengeance and just go after them and want to kill them. That could be something you could do for like a mid-season finale, and I think would be pretty cool, because we've seen a lot of the governor, so maybe give him a rest for a little while as the main villain, bring in the hunters and have them get killed off at the mid-season finale or sometime around them. Maybe a cliffhanger mid-season finale where the battle is about to ensue, or something's going to happen and only 1 or 2 character deaths in the mid-season finale, bring it on through to the next episode, and bring it through for the hunters to lose to Rick and the group. That also being said, I'd like to see Rick's group separate, so if I was writing it, I would have them separate. I would have maybe Rick and Tyrese not get along, have Tyrese take a few members of his own, maybe including, I don't know, Michonne and some of the others. Daryl, no, I think Daryl's probably loyal to Rick, so I'd have him stay with Rick. But you could have some other characters, like the newer Woodbury characters, like Karen and a lot of the others, go with Tyrese, maybe Bob Stuckey and some of the others, and then we could split up the stories. So we could have something going on with him on the way to Fort Benning, let's say. You could have Rick, who's gone back to Herschel's farm with the rest of the group, or something of the sort, and have the endeavor with the hunters, and then have the governor somewhere else out there as well, forming another group or joining another group to eventually take it over and want revenge on the group at the prison. So, which you would obviously have to find again, because they're going to leave. Which you probably would anyway, find them sooner or later. So I think that'd be cool to have a bunch of different things going on at the same time in a zombie apocalypse like that. You could have Tyrese's group there, you could have the hunters, you could have the governor, and you could have Rick's group. And if you separate them all up like that and split up the time in the episodes, you could really have some interesting interactions between the groups, and it would just feel sort of like, The Walking Dead Season 3, where you have 2 main groups. It would feel like even more heightened and more things are happening, because you have like 4 different groups with different battles going on between them. That'd be kind of cool to see something like that. So and have the hunters in the mix for sure. I really like to see them. And then maybe at the season finale, you can either kill the governor if you want to do that, or you could do some big event like have Rick's group find the Alexandria safe zone. I think would be cool. But either way, I would really like to see, or if I was writing it, I would have the characters leave the prison by the mid-season finale. I would not want to have Rick's group in its entirety still at the prison by the mid-season finale. If there are any people that are there, it would just be a few that refuse to leave. Maybe have Rick stay and have half of the group leave without him, or something like that. Just separate it up, because the prison will become stale if they stay there too long, and if we're seeing it for too long. So definitely different environments, different characters, different things going on in different groups could really make that a lot more exciting and a lot more interesting, and just build up that whole survivor versus survivor with the walkers all in the mix, and that would be a lot of fun. So that's something along the lines of what I would do, is have the governor die in the finale, somewhere close to it. Maybe have Rick's group find the Alexandria safe zone if you're not going to do the governor death. Some big event like that. Mid-season finale, have the hunters die off, or have Rick's group defeat the hunters. close to then, something like that, and definitely have the groups split up and go in their different directions. Because I think that would be really interesting way to see it. It's 4 different groups simultaneously in a zombie apocalypse, all kinds of different goodness and battles between them all. That would be awesome if we could see something like that. That being said, I mean, how close will that be to what we actually do see? Probably not very. I don't know for sure if the hunters are going to be introduced at all. I don't know if they are going to kill off the governor, if they're going to keep him around for even more than that. They could. He could be around for seasons 5 and even 6 maybe. I mean, we'll see what happens with him. As long as they make the development and his character changes a lot, evolves, and goes through some different things, I think they can keep it interesting. Definitely. So anyway, if I was going to be writing The Walking Dead Season 4, that's how I would do it. I think it would be dynamite because you would have those really exciting battles in there. You could also have some great character development from characters like the governor and also Rick with Carl and having to leave the prison, the place where Lori died, and the group split up due to fighting between Tyrese and Rick. All kinds of goodness. It'd be a real nice mix between the action, character development, and just suspense from everything that could be going on in the mix of that. So I think that would be definitely a good season. Hopefully season 4 ends up being something similar to that. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say about this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace.